Hi guys, it's Rachel here and I am back with another kind of tutorial. So always using my carta paglia bags. Sorry, I'll just hop up and get one. Grab a couple because I need to make some. So I've been playing around with these bags again, and I've made a ephemera package. So there's no journal in this, but it's all different types of ephemera that I've made. Some of it you might have seen before, some of it I've been playing around with now. So it's just a bag like this, and then on the back like that, so you could write. And then I put in all kinds of goodies. So what I thought I would do is show you how I make the bag and then some of the different ephemera that's in there. Now you will have seen these because I sold some sets of these before I put this video out. So this is a tag that you can write in. These would be really cute Christmas cards as well. Now these tags were made with Jessica paper, so the Collaging carta paglia. And you saw me show that. Oh, no, I didn't show that one. I only showed the papers that I made. This is a pocket. This you could use a pocket or as a journaling card. Now this, you've seen the tutorial. I made some new ones because I had to make one for a client, and I'm going to make some more. This is slightly smaller than my original one, just because the page was smaller. So, and I also flipped around the pocket there. So, and then there's lots of pages to write on. And then there's a big journaling card with Jessica paper, and I've been playing around with some napkins. I think I showed those in a previous video, so I'll show you those. This is just another tag with a bit of Jessica paper. No, that wasn't Jessica paper, that's just a regular tag. Now this is another thing I've been playing around with. So I think I will also show how I did those as well. And these are really cute because they're just book pages that have been collaged, but you could create little books out of them. So how cute is that? Like you can stitch them together and they can become a little notebook, or they can just be something that you tuck in a pocket in a journal, and it's a journaling spot, or you put photographs in there, or there's so many uses for it. So I thought that's a really cool idea. And then I just made, with a book page, a big tag as well with some napkin on it. So that was the really fun new thing for me. It's new for me. I did not use Mod Podge. I don't want them to be or have that sort of plasticky, shiny sort of feel. So I just used glue stick to glue those down, and I like the feel of that much more. And I really enjoyed using the words from Calico Collage, and I've run out of those, so I might have to go and print some more. So that is the bag, and that's the sort of thing that I included in the bag. You could include like a a little journal or that sort of thing. So I won't show how to make that. I'll link that below. There's already a tutorial for that one. But I do have some other new things that I'm going to will have been included in these bags as well, that I will show how I made them. Probably not all in one video. So this is another one. This one's going to have a tie around it. So I really like that. And then it's got a pocket here, stamped linen there, and then just inside it's for writing or putting photographs. And then that I thought you could stick it down and it could be a tuck spot, or otherwise you could collage on the back and it could be for journaling. And then the other one I did is similar to that. I haven't finished this one. I used that lovely trim, as some lovely ladies, subscribers suggested, to make a pocket. I took the wire out. I'm going to stitch in some pages here, kind of like this one here, which is another one of those. Then this too was going to be a tuck spot that opened out like that, and it's going to have a tie around it as well. And then this one, I actually made it did I make it on Saturday or Friday? So a little while ago, and I've probably already forgotten how I made it, but I'm going to do a tutorial for this one as well. And it's nothing new out there. One of the ladies that inspired me for this, although I hadn't recently watched a video, but I watched them a long time ago, is Bohemian Crafting. She does incredibly complex foldery, generally things with a million folding out tuck spots and pockets and all kinds of stuff. So just from my memory, because I haven't watched one of her videos for a while, that's what inspired me to do this one. So that's the front. It's going to have a tie around it as well. That's the back. Now I'll show it to you. So this is Jessica paper. I mean, look how versatile the Jessica paper is. So this flips out like that. And then I've got a pocket here. And then it flips down like that. And you've got all that writing space and space for, let me just move it up a bit, and space for photographs. It's so much fun. It's so cool. I don't know how she makes hers, but she would have even more things folding out. They're so amazing. But I don't know how she makes hers, but this is what I thought for now. This is what I did for this one. So then it folds out on that side, and then like that. And I just put that there. I wanted that just to flip down like that. You could trim it off. And then in this pocket, I made with some Jessica paper a little notebook. So just a little sweet notebook with some Christmassy sort of papers in it. And that's going to stay inside there. And I have to put a couple of tags in here as well. And so that is that one. And as I said, and it feels so nice in your hands. So I don't know if I'm going to put this one in these bags that I just made. This might be something separate. I really love those, and especially love it with these flippy out Jessica papers. So to do that one, I need to make some more Jessica paper because I've run out. If you don't know what Jessica paper is, you can go over and see Jessica Rapp. She did collaging on large pieces of paper and then chopped them up and made all different types of things out of them. These are the bits that I have, but I'm keeping these because I want to keep those to use as a flip out, probably in my own journal that I haven't made yet for Christmas. Because it's official, my sister will be here on the 8th of December, which is super exciting. So let's get on with making the bag. So this is the bag here. Very quick and very simple. So I had two types of bags. Sometimes when you purchase them, they're going to be like this one with the big lip, and sometimes they're going to be like this one. Just depends which store I'm able to go to, wholesaler I'm able to go to get them. This one is a more robust cartapaglia. This one is slightly less strong. So I think they're both exactly the same size. I think I probably prefer this one than this one. I'm not sure. Anyway, you guys can tell me. I think I prefer this one. And if you didn't want that so long, you just could trim it off or stitch it down, fold it and stitch it down. But I quite like it. So this is the last one I had left of these ones with the shorter sort of lip. So I've started making a bag there. So basically it's very simple. All I did was fold it up to here and put a crease. And so then I'm going to decorate this spot here. I like it with a little bit of this paper here, so I'll just glue that down. And I'm just using for all of this is Glue Stick. Yoo-hoo is the brand. I hope I don't put my head in like I did in the last one. You had this big head of fluffy hair in your video, which I apologize for. And I hope you can hear you. I've had another comment that hear me. I had another comment that I can't be heard. Now, what I will say about that is the majority of people tell me they can hear me loud and clear. I understand that some devices have a lower volume level than others. I can't help that. What I might suggest is before saying that you can't hear me, maybe try with headphones, because sometimes with headphones the volume, you can hear it a lot better. So that's the only thing I can suggest until one day I decide to, I'm trying to talk louder so it's less of a problem. One day I may decide to invest in a, what is it called, a microphone, but at this point in time I'm not going to. So I apologize if on your certain device you can't hear me. Okay, so I'm going to put, now I'm a bit of a left-handed person, so I tend to, I don't know, put things up there and down over there. I think that's just the way my brain works, but you know, you might do it opposite. So I just like to have a little bit, because I'm working with these napkins, I'm going to, I like to have a little bit of script somewhere because you can kind of see it. That's what I like about those, is you can see it through. So I think I'll glue this down, even though it's probably too big. I think I might tear a little bit off because I think it's too big, too tall. I'm not doing a very good job here. There we go, that's better. So let's put that one there. Oh, I like that side, but no, that's not the side that's going to work. Okay. Now, Lulu is at volleyball, so I have to watch the time, but I do have quite a bit of time before I have to go and pick her up, so probably won't be that long, this video. Okay, just clean that off. Okay, now what... I didn't glue that down very well, did I? There we go. Doesn't want to stick. Get down there. Do you know what I'll do? I'm going to put one of these on to hold it down till it dries. That'll help. That one doesn't have any traction in it, or what do you call it, any pressure in it anymore. So let me just grab one of these. These are better. I have to grab a couple. Hopefully it will dry and stick down. Okay, so that's that. Now, I've done that bird. I don't want to, that's those ones. I want to do something different, I think, and I've done that bird. I probably need to do more than those. I like these. I wonder, I don't think I can get the house. I really like this one here. I think I'll do one with that. Let's see. So what I did, I am no expert with napkins. It's the first time I've ever used napkins before. But what I'm going to do is just cut that like so. And then I really like the torn effect, but I actually found, and you ladies can probably tell me about this, in one direction it's quite hard to tear. Anyway, I think I'll separate the layers. There's 3 layers that you, so there's, look, I've got, there you go, I'm tearing off 2 layers at one time. You want the really thin translucent, and just be really careful with the tearing so you don't rip the thin layer that you want. There we go, got it. And I'll keep that for drying up my patch where I clean the glue off. So I would like to get, oh, I can get the little house as well. So basically this one's going to cover up pretty much all of it. Okay, so what, I don't want the cut edge, I want to tear it, but this is the direction that I find it hard to tear them. Must be, I don't know, going against the grain or something. So what I do, I mean, I don't do a very good job, but what I do is I just tear it very near to where I'm holding it with the other hand so that it doesn't go crazy. And that's it, that's the kind of look that I want. Like that, because then when you put it down, it kind of becomes translucent. So we'll tear down, and then going in the down direction, it's easier. You still have to put your fingers there to keep it under control a bit, and then you can't fussy tear. Let's just say that it's very hard to tear around the design without ripping out. So yeah, there I've ripped a little bit off, but it doesn't matter because that is probably too big anyway. Okay, tore that off. Don't need any of that. There's nothing on there of any interest. And then, yes, that's good. But I need to tear this off, you see. It's too big. But I can use that on something else. So I'll just tear down there. Fortunately, we're going to lose some berries. I like the berries. Okay, so that's gone. And I will glue that down, even though it's too big. Is that correct? No, that's crooked like that. I have to look at the house. Even though that's too big, then I'll just trim off the excess. So what I did, because I'm not using Mod Podge, I think most people Mod Podge over the top and then it soaks through and sticks it down, right? I don't want that look. I don't want that effect and I don't want that look. So what I'm going to do, actually, I think I'll slide it over. Or will I slide it more that way? Anyway, the music paper is lost. Okay, so what I do is I kind of vaguely guess where I kind of need to glue all around in that section there. So I'm just going to put lots of glue stick everywhere. That's it. That's what you do. Get the good old glue stick out and give it a good smudge. Dries anyway, so it's not a problem. Just take the gluggy bits off. You don't want any gluggy bits because otherwise your napkin will be lumpy. And I need to make sure it's straight because I imagine that if I put it on wrong, I won't be able to take it off. And then smooth it out from the center, out to the edges, the top. And anywhere that I see that doesn't have any glue, I just carefully, see there, there's no glue there. So I'm sorry about the shadow, it's a bit late in the afternoon. I've just put some glue under it and it's glued down and that's all got glue. Does this have glue? Don't think I went that far. Put some little glue under there. There's no glue under that bit. Or otherwise you could wait for it to dry and tear those bits off to give you an even more torn look. That bit I'll tear off after. Okay, so I can trim that. And I find that I think this works quite well, this method of putting it on. Had no trouble at all. Just make sure I don't glug up my scissors because those are good scissors, those ones. And I don't want that little loose bit there. Just pull that off. Okay, good. And then I'm going to see if I've got any words left. An elf-sized, I believe, would be all right. So I'm going to cut that out. I mean, these are so simple to make, really simple. Cut this out. So, okay. And I think I like it there, yes, I like that. So just get my Yoo-hoo or my glue stick. I always associate glue sticks with Yoo-hoo glue, I guess because that's what was around when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s. It's what we used. I think it was probably one of the first ones, was it? Okay, so that can go there. And then if you wanted to, like you could get some trim. Where's it gone? Oh dear, I've lost my trim. Oh, here it is. You could get some trim like this, and you could, let me just clip this down so it's not flopping up. Okay, you could glue that there, which would be super pretty, but I didn't. I chose not to do that. And so then the next thing I want to do is decorate the back. And that's optional. You can decorate it again, collaging on some more, what's it called, napkin or just different papers like I'm going to do. I'm not speaking properly today, I'm going to. And yeah, so that's totally optional. I just thought it might be a nice spot to write on. But also, it could be a nice thing to glue into your journal and have it as a pocket, a double or triple pocket. So yeah, in that case you wouldn't decorate the back, and I don't want the straight edges there. And then I need to find some, so I've done quite a lot. Oh, that's 2 pages. Look at that. I've done quite a lot of collaging today. I made all those tags, so I'm getting low on some of those papers. Where's my other paper pack? Here. So there could be something interesting in here to use as far as old papers are concerned. There's that, no. Otherwise, oh, I might use some of this. Why can't I get that out? Some of that I'll put on. I think I'm going to buy a box and keep all these kinds of scraps in a sort of flattish sort of box. I think that's what I would prefer to do. I'm going to glue those down because I like those. Rachel, speak properly, for heaven's sake. Okay, I'm going to glue this one that way. I'm not going to go right up to the flap. I'll just leave it like that, just in case, like, you know, maybe you didn't want to put, you know, everything. It's a bit crooked. Everything sticking out. You might want to put little things in there, and then you might want to fold that down, and then close it. So that gives you that option if you don't put too much on that, or maybe put a strip of washi across there. Really used a lot of glue stick in these last couple of days, so I've been a bit quiet because I had to make 3 growth charts. When I go quiet, normally I've got some fairly major sewing orders to do, so I had 3 growth charts to make, which is really something that takes me quite a long time to make, obviously because they're quite long, and there's a lot of applique involved, and a bit of hand embroidery, and there's a bit of machine applique, hand applique, but they do take some time, and I've got to get my head around whatever design someone's asked. So that's why I've been quiet. I made 3 of those and 2 applique name cushions. Did I make 2 or 3? Might have made 3. No, that was last week I made some. Or no, was it this week? No, that was last week. I made 2. So that was on Sunday and Monday. And then on Sunday as well, when I was madly making these growth charts, we also had an earthquake. And that totally sent me into a spin, because I felt some of the other major earthquakes that have happened here in Italy over the last few years, we felt them and we did run out, but the epicenters weren't here. And one day we did feel 2, but they were very quick because we weren't, as I said, near the epicenter. Well, the one on Sunday, I felt it very strongly. I was here and I felt like my sort of floor sort of dropped, a bit like turbulence. It kind of like dropped. Things started shaking, and then the floor kind of did a quick drop and then back up, kind of like if you're on the plane and feeling turbulence. And Lulu was in the kitchen doing her homework, and my husband was out whooping it up, eating dinner up in the Apennines at his cousin's house. And so they didn't feel it as much. And Lulu came running out of the kitchen. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? And I said, yes, quick. And so my husband always tells us to run outside. So we ran outside, and there were a few other people out there. And we discovered that anyway, that the epicenter was not too far down the road. So that kind of freaked me out, because I'm not from a country where we have a lot of, sorry, I'm just picking up some papers. I'm not from a country where we have major earthquakes. And so for me, it was really freaky. And so I was freaking out thinking, oh, this is the pre-earthquake before we have a major earthquake. And so I didn't have such a good day. I continued working, but I didn't have such a good day on Sunday. I was a bit teary and anxious, and yeah, it wasn't a good day. So, and I was obliged to get on with these orders. I couldn't sort of go out for it. My husband said, go out for a drive, just get out of the house, just in case there's some more. Because if it were like the regular type of earthquakes, there probably would have been some more. But this one apparently was very deep down, 43 kilometers down, and not the type that there's going to be more. So they said. So I was told. I don't know if it was a friend trying to make me feel better, but that's what I was told. So, but I couldn't sleep that night, because usually, especially, I don't know about other countries, but in Italy, a lot of the deaths have been because there's been a bigger earthquake in the nighttime when everybody's sleeping, and so they couldn't get out of the house because they were asleep and they didn't wake up, and oh God, it was terrible day. So anyway, I've been quiet. That's the reason why. But I was really thrilled. Let's move on to a happier note. Yesterday, that I got the majority of those orders completed and shipped out. And so then yesterday afternoon, I started playing around with this idea that had been flying around in my head. It was also partly inspired by one of my subscribers asking me if I ever made sort of ephemera packs. And I've been wanting to make ephemera for sale, but then I end up making all these journals, and I end up using it all in the journals. So that's the back of that one. There you go. That went quickly with me blabbing on. Yeah, so she just asked me that, and I thought, well, I did want to play around a little bit more with these bags because they're so versatile. And I did like the idea of, instead of having a different leveled sort of pocket, the idea that it's just going to be, so you could, it's going to be like two pockets at the top. So you could trim along here and have a third pocket if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that because this is nice and strong, and if you want to put quite a bit of stuff in it, I think that it's best to keep this front bit as strong as possible. But it is gusseted as the bag, so that would really fold out quite far if you trim that along there. And so in that case, I would recommend tying a bow around it to hold it all together, like I did with the other ones. But I'm not going to tie a bow around these because they don't need it. So then, just to finish off the bag part of this, all you do is get your PVA, which is stronger, or your whatever you use, and just put your line of, this one's nearly finished. I'm keeping it upside down so I can use it quickly, but it literally is on its last legs. So put your glue along there. Now you could stitch, but if you stitch, you're going to lose the gusset effect of the bag. That's all you have to bear in mind. And yeah, so that's why I'm gluing it, because I want the back part to have the gusset, so it can bulk out a little bit. Especially if you wanted to put a journal in there, a little journal as well. So these are great little gifts also. The other tutorial I did was more elaborate also because it had a little journal in it as well. But these are nice, excuse the arm, nice quick gifts. So I'm just going to clip those together like so till it sort of sticks. And we might make another bag because I wanted to show you something else that I got. I've nearly used it all. Sorry. Use my wonder clips. I've run out of those type. Oh, I've got some more, but I can't be bothered to pull out find the tin that they're in. Yeah. Oh, here's one. So especially down in this part, you need to make sure it sticks. Okay, so that will sit there and dry. So that's one. Oh, and then I haven't glued that one. Let's glue that one down. Yeah, so as I was talking about the different cartapaglia bags, straw paper bags, the second type that I've had in my shop, I think is a stronger, better quality than this one here. Even though, I mean, the function is it still does the same job. And they do cost me a little bit more as well. They're a little bit more expensive, but I just still offer them at the same price. So I guess the greater expense is also reflected in the quality of it as well as a product. So wait, what am I doing here? Yes, I want to clip that so it stays down, and then we'll leave those to dry. And as you can see, this is so fast to do, especially with using the napkins. The napkins are great because they give you instant lovely effect because they're kind of see-through, and you kind of use a bigger piece and you can see the paper through. I just really like it. You can see the grid paper through there. It's really lovely and textural. So I mean, look how nice they are. Ignore the clips, obviously. Okay, so we'll put those aside to dry. We'll do one more. And I'm doing them all in a fairly similar way just because I was just liking that look with the grid paper. But in this one, I might put some of this paper. I had some more of that in here. This is just a recycled paper. Now, why can't... Oh, I clipped it all. See, look, I was organised and clipped all my bits of paper together. That was clever of me. I might like the lined paper. Yeah, maybe I'll use the lined paper because you'll be able to see it better under the napkin. So all these things that you have to think about. It's not as simple as it looks. There we go. Put that one up there. Get the glue down. Okay. Put that up there. Yeah, I like that up there. Maybe I'm going to try it down the other way. Let's do it the opposite. The opposite effect. See how we like that. I mean, there's no right and wrong when you're making it up yourself. Okay. Right. That's there. And then I love this paper and this type. So I've used this before. I think in some of my earlier videos, my first videos, I had used this to make tags and stuff. So it's quite frail, so I'm going to have to be careful putting my glue on. It's quite old. I think it's early 1900s this book was. I know I've said it so many times, I've never done it. I am going to put together some paper kits because I've gutted so many books, and I do only keep the papers that are interesting with an interesting font and or very old. So you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to be getting super old papers, and I will be doing that soon. I think I'll do that soon. Now then, the next thing I did, what I got that was really exciting at my little shop around the corner was these Stamperia rice paper. So as opposed to the napkins, I got the Stamperia rice paper, and I did get the one with the pinks, and I've used a lot of it. Here it is. So I would like to use some of it on here, but I think I've used all the best bits. So let me see. I think I might put the deer. Do you think the deer will fit there? Kind of. We'll have to chop something off. Chop something off, we will. Or will I put the dress? So let's just, now this is quite, I did tear one of the first bits I used on one of my tags, but I found it really hard to tear because the rice paper has these stringy bits in it, and they don't tear so well. So I think I'm just going to fussy cut this out. See the stringy bits here? These bits here. Those are quite tough to tear at times, so I just figured it might be better to cut it. I'm not doing a very good job, obviously, because I'm on camera. And I've nearly used all of this one. It was a really lovely sheet. So I'm about ready to do a giveaway. I have a journal, not a Christmas journal, just a regular journal to give away. And I also have, I was thinking, now you could tell me what you think, I was thinking of giving away some trims from my little shop around the corner because everybody was really enjoying those and liking those. And I also thought I might get some of the napkins that I used in this tutorial as well. And that will be part of the giveaway. So I think I'm going to put that there. But then because the deer does not cover up very much, I think I might cut the, sorry, I'm just jumping from one thing to the next. I think I might also cut out the dress and see if I prefer the dress. Just, you know, you need to be sure. And the nice thing about the rice paper is that it's also quite transparent, and you get a lot of images on the sheet. It's a little bit more, quite a lot more expensive, obviously, than the napkins. Sorry, I was cutting off screen. It's more expensive, but you get all these elements that you can just cut out and use all over the place. So I think I might have to, no, I think I'll use the deer, even though the poor thing's going to have his legs chopped off. Do you think that's really bad? No. Okay, so we'll put the deer there. Let's just put a clip there so it stops flipping up and annoying us. Where are they? Where have they gone? Oh, over here. I'll just put this down there. I think I need some paper. Now, where is my tearing up paper? Here. So this one was more in the pinks. Oh, I wonder if that would work with this one. Let's just take this out of the bag and cut that out. Sorry, guys. I was only going to do this in a one-part series, but I think I might have to do a two-part series because I'm making the bag, but now I seem to be taking a long time making the bag because now I want to play around with the Stamperia stuff. So I might have to do a second video with the ephemera part. Even though, like, I'm not going to show you exactly how I make the tags because you've seen that a million times before. I might just do one with some of the, what's it called, the napkin or the Stamperia, and the well, I don't know. Do you need to see me do Jessica paper? I don't think so. You can pop over and see her video. I did show you how I cut that up in another video. So I think I'll show you, but I want to show you these other things that I made. So yes, that'll be a second video. I think we'll stop when I've made this one. Just otherwise it could be a 2-hour long video. I know that you like long videos, but I'll get disorganized and flustered, I think. So let's have a look here. What does this look like? Might be too much. It's very pretty. It is very pretty, but I think it's too much. Too much. Take it off. That can go on something else. So he's going to be chopped off and I need some paper. So let's go back to my papers. Here's my thing of scrap papers. I have this IKEA napkin, but I think that is, oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of that. I was thinking it's going to be too much, but I think it's actually quite good. And we just need to collage something somewhere just to create a little bit of pattern. So what papers do I have? Oh, I got more words. I needed more words. I used up a whole sheet. Can you imagine that? Got more words. And now I want to stay a bit more pinky because that was the pinky collection. And I always really like that. That's Artie Mays. Let me see. Oh, and this is my other favorite. I love that. That's Manu Designs. But they're very red, aren't they? I'm going red. I said I didn't want to go red. I have some green here. Green could be good. What about green? That's also Manu Designs. I think I'll use the green and that red there. That's what I'm thinking. Yes. There's nothing else here that I can use, so I'll use those. I think I'll just tear this. Now, which was the... See, the down direction is good, but this is harder. Oh, no, in this one it's easy. Those other ones, the decoupage ones, are more difficult. So do I want it there? Let me just get that out of the way. Like so. Or do I want it more... I think I like it further up. Or do I want it down there? I think I like it down there. Yep, that's a quick decision. Quick decisions are the best decisions. So just guessing about where to put it. Put a whole lot of glue stick. And then carefully stick down your napkin. Now this IKEA napkin is quite strong, I felt. And then I would like to put my deer on, and then I'll put some green over there just to balance it. Or no, maybe I better not. I better tear it first. So let's just tear some, and then I can decide where to put it. Need a smaller piece. Don't like it like that. See, I'm not liking what I've done there. Because the other thing about this Stamperia paper was it had really beautiful flowers. Oh, these flowers. Oh, and these would be just perfect. But I've used them all. These flowers here. They would be perfect. Don't have them anymore. They're all gone. So I'm thinking possibly I'm going to go towards the beigey fabric. Why am I saying fabric? It's paper. Not that paper. I've just had a flash of seeing this paper. I think I've used it all. I like that paper. That's the paper I like. I don't think I've got any more. Oh dear. Well, that's a bother because I can't go and print it now. I'm doing a video. Let me see. No, it's just a little bit. That's no good. Oh, to be organised. It's never going to happen. Something's always going to be missing. This is my other fave. Love that. That's Artie Maze, just so you know. I like that too. I think you get the gist of what I like. No, I don't think I had any more of that other one because I think I used it all up when I was making these. Oh, yes, I do. Hello. There it is. So now we've got more to play with. So let's have a look. So we could have something. I'm just going to tear that. Because I find the white on there quite distracting. So quite like that. That's a possibility. There's this. No. That's, no, I'm not liking that one as much. This is my other favourite. This kind of damask-y sort of one. I quite like that. Let's just tear a piece of that off. And a bit like the size of the other one. Just take off the distracting white border there. And the distracting straight edge down there. And I think I like the other one more. Huh? That's a surprise. I do. I think what I like about this one more, I think what's getting me is the fact that the background is white and it contrasts with the ecru old paper, whereas the other one, it blends in too much. And I like it. I like this to stand out. So I'm going to glue that there. I've made a decision. I may go back and buy another sheet of the Stamperia rice paper collage sheet, decoupage sort of sheet they call them, and I may put some flowers. I do have a few little random flowers that I could use. So that's that. So let's just glue. Now with the rice paper, I actually found I can very carefully put my glue stick on there. So let's do the legs first. And rather than going that way, so it would fold, I'm pulling away from the figure, if you know what I mean. Like I'm not, see, if I go across that way, it gathers, it doesn't spread. Whereas if I hold it there and go in that direction, I can spread the glue properly. Okay. Fairly easy to do. And I know you're supposed to use other glues for these things, but I like my glue stick. So, and I'm all for keeping things simple, not measuring, winging it. There are lots of tutorials that I really like to watch. It's just a personal choice. I do really enjoy them and they make beautiful things, but when they start, you know, giving me measurements and having to get my ruler out and being precise, then I think I watch it. I think that's lovely. And then I think, okay, it's not for me, because I don't want to be messing about with that stuff. Sorry, dear, I'm cutting your feet off. You're too big. But I really wanted you to go on there. So, that's so sad. It's got no feet. Now, do we want a little present somewhere? Or, I don't know. Do we? No. Could have a present on his back. No, that's just silly. Let's see here if this greenery would be nice. No, I think it's becoming too much. I think I'll just leave it like that until I decide whether or not I would like to go and purchase another one and get the flowers that go around the corner there. Might like those. Oh, what about some writing? Writing always helps finishing things off. So we could have Merry Christmas. We could have 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. Let's have a look at those. I'll cut them out. Of course, no cutting perfectly. We don't want to be too perfect. So Merry Christmas would look like that. Could go there. Could go there. Don't know what I prefer. I'm sure some of you are screaming at me, put it there, put it there. So with these long ones, I don't want to put a really big long one on there. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. See the white, don't want to see the white. I just cut it, choose where I want to cut it like so, and I'll put it in 2 rows. So something like that and that, and I don't mind that at all. I quite like that. So let's glue that in place. And you can have them straight-ish, I should say, or you can have one, I've got glue on my fingers, slightly crooked. Yep, I like it crooked. Oh, I know what could look nice on this one. Let's try, just clean that. Let's try some of one of my favorite things that I use sparingly, this beautiful antique something. I don't know what it is, what it was. Maybe it was like a curtain or something. It's not even, it's kind of like a netting or a meshy sort of thing, and with some kind of damasky sort of work on top of it. This could be nice somewhere here. Let's see. Possibly not. Quite like that. I think I'll put that there. Yes. Let's just get rid of these bits. They're annoying me. Now, I won't throw that bit out because I could use that somewhere. So, in fact, I think I might put that down there. It just balances it in my mind. Don't know about yours, but in mine it balances. Put that down there like that. See, it's coming together. It was seemingly difficult previously, and now it's coming together. I wonder what the time is. I have no idea. Oh wow, this has turned out to be a long video. So my glue stick is indicated also for fabric, so I can, and I've actually found that it glues it down quite well. So I just put my glue on there. Remember, it will dry. And just glue that down there, and I found it stays quite permanently. And that's that one. I really like that one. Really nice. Okay, so that one took a little bit longer just because we had a bit of a more difficult subject matter. So I'm just going to get my glue and glue it, and then I would say that this video is complete, and I will be back with some other fun tricky things that certainly I did not invent. And I would like to point this out because I've been seeing a lot of comments on other people, so, you know, that they've imitated somebody else and when they haven't. And so I just wanted to put it out there that I think, you know, we do all watch each other, and it's very nice to give credit, I think. When you've seen something from someone, I always like to give credit. But certainly I don't think anyone invented anything. So, you know, like, yes, I've been doing a lot of tags using up book pages, but there's lots of people that do that. Maybe it's just, you know, I put my little, you do it in my style. So that's, you know, can resonate with some people, and so they like that. But I certainly didn't invent anything. So absolutely not. And I didn't invent, you know, paper baggy set things. So that's all I wanted to say, really. Nobody said anything to me. It's just I saw other people. I saw a bit of snitchiness, which kind of made me sad because they're both people that I admire, and there was a little bit shady, and I just thought it was a bit off. So I really like that. That's very pretty. And I will be back. I'm going to show how I made this paper here, which was really fun, really easy, really fun. Nothing new, but I'll show how I did it. And I will also put the link to Jessica's video, because partly inspired by her, but also partly inspired by another lady that I can't remember her name, but I will find her video and put it in. And she's new to YouTube, so it'd be nice if you went over and supported her, and she has lovely style. And she's Australian. And I just put these things in here because this could be very nice sort of pages in a journal as well. So yeah, I'll be back to show how I did that, but I think I'll end this video off. So we've made the bag, and then we'll come back with part 2. Oh, I didn't do the back of that bag. I'll do that off screen. So thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to me blabber, and I hope you have a lovely day and get a lot of making done. Bye.